You're listening to Manx Radio, and I'm Judith Lay, welcoming you to the podcast of Today at the Guild, results and winning performances from the Manx Music, Speech and Dance Festival.
Manx Radio coverage of the Manx Music Festival is brought to you with Spectrum Windows. Find them on Facebook or spectrumwindows.im.
Fastamai, and it's Judith here, delighted to welcome you to an hour at the Guild. Now, I'm not going to say today at the Guild because I've got winning performances from today and also some other music for us to catch up on from a couple of days previously, because what we try to do here is to mix up the great variety of entertainment that there is to be enjoyed at the Guild. So I try to bring you that kind of variety in our review. So we will be going back to some of the classes for earlier in the week. But we're going to start by saying we now know who will be competing on Friday night for the highest award that the Guild offers to our adult singers, the Cleveland Medal Test. And we know now that we are going to have 6 men and 2 women who will be competing for this great award. And I can tell you, it'll be a first time in the Cleveland final for Lorcan O'Mahony. Neil Taverner will be there too. He's had this experience before. Matt Quinn will be there. He's a previous holder of the medal, or rather a holder of the medal. Terry Qualtrough will be singing, and so also will Emily Coates and Debbie Gooding, who had her first Cleveland medal last year. So it's going to be a wonderful evening of music, because not only will we have the Cleveland Medal Test with those fine voices, we will also have the Sheffield Plate and we will have the community choirs as well. It's going to be a brilliant night in the Royal Hall on Friday night, and it would be lovely to see you there if you could come down and join us. Now, a little later in the programme, I'll be playing music for you from Lorcan and Neil and Matt and Terry. We heard from Emily and Debbie on the programme last night. So we'll bring the boys to sing for you a little bit later in the programme. And there's another gentleman going to sing for you now, and this man is a great favourite, not just in the Guild but also on the Gaiety stage. He's a great entertainer, takes part in concerts and all kinds of things like that. He has a great ability to act as well as a fine singing voice, and he always manages to choose a song that requires that little bit of acting to get into the character, whether the character be good or questionable. Now, I wonder if you've guessed that I'm talking about Simon Fletcher. And we're going now to St Thomas's Church for the classes that were held there last night under Gaia, this wonderful art, the earth art installation there. And let's just hand out some congratulations to the winners from the first class there in St Thomas's last night, which was the Reading from the Bible for Adults. And congratulations to Simon Young and John Cashin, who had a joint second place, but first place, and congratulations to Margaret Newton. So from that, we moved on to the first vocal class, and this is the Foreign Language Art Song. It's an adult class. And it was a busy night for the official accompanist, Graham Kirkland, because we had 3 classes and Graham was the official accompanist for each of them, and the rules declared that the singers had to use the official accompanist. So lots of work for Graham, lots of support given to our fine singers. Now, we had a foreign language art song, then followed an American art song, and then songs by a British composer. We're going to start with the winner of the American art song, and it's an own choice class. The title of the class tells you that it has to be by an American composer. Simon Fletcher was the winner, Graham Kirkland the official accompanist. This is Simon Fletcher and the Song of Black Max.
He was always dressed in black. Long black jacket, broad black hat, sometimes a cape, and as thin as rubber tape, Black Max. He would raise that big black hat to the big shots of the town, who raised their hats right back, never knew they were bowing to Black Max. I'm talking about night in Rotterdam, when the right night people of all the town would find what they could in the night neighbourhood of Black Max. There were women in the windows with bodies for sale, dressed in curls like little girls in little dollhouse chairs. When the women walked the street with the beds upon their backs, who was lifting up his brim to them? Black Max. And there were looks for sale, the art of the smile. Only certain people walk that mystery mile. Artists, charlatans, vaudevillians, men of mathematics, acrobatics and civilians. They were knitting needle music from the lady organ grinder with all her sons behind her. Marco, Vito, Benno, was he strong, though he walked like a woman. And Carlo, who was 5, he must be still alive. Oh, and poor Marco had the sip. And if you didn't take the terrible cure those days, you went crazy and died. And he did. And at the coffin, before they closed the lid, who lifted his lid? Black Max. I was climbing on a train, one day going far away to the good old USA. And I heard some music underneath the tracks, standing there beneath the bridge, long black jacket, broad black hat, playing the harmonica, one hand free, to lift that hat to me. Black Max, Black Max, Black Max.
Simon Fletcher telling the legend of Black Max. It's known as a cabaret song, and it was a legend that Black Max was not one person, but a type of person who walked the streets of cities like Amsterdam or Rotterdam in the red light district. It was by an American composer, and that was William Bolcom, and that was Simon Fletcher's choice in the American Art Song class, and it won him a first place. Now, we'll be going back to those art song classes a little bit later in the programme, but now let's just have a little bit of piano music, and this is from Joshua Clarkson. It's a class win from a couple of days ago. It's a piano solo own choice class, and this is for grades 5 and 6. This is quite a change in recent years to the piano classes, where they're according to grades, so that people of any age who are the same grade or round about the same grade are able to compete, as well as there are some classes for age, but these are based on grades. Let's listen now to Joshua Clarkson, class winner for piano grades 5 and 6. Beautiful playing from class winner Joshua Clarkson, and the piece was called Minneleid. And now, last night we started to talk about the duet classes, and we didn't listen to all the winning performances there. Now again, this is a qualifying round, as you might say, because the winners of each of the voice type duet classes will compete again on Friday night for the Belawn Rose Bowl. Last night we listened to Lorcan O'Mahony and Simon Fletcher, who were the winners of the male voice duet class. Let's listen now to the winners of the ladies duet class, and that means that we're going to listen to music from Helen Ferner and Nicola O'Connor, ladies duet winners, to sing for you now.
This is the story, this is the story, this is the story of musical history, about composers, concertos and symphonies. This is the tale of Western music written down. Gregorian, Gregorian chant, the starting place where all of this began. A simple line of melody with precious little harmony. Renaissance developed next, fa la 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 la, with magicals and sweet motets, fa la 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 la. Palestrina was the man, along with Gabrielli, Morley and Di Lasso too, Bird and Monteverdi. Then came the style of the Baroque, with the fugue, and the toccata, prelude, and the cantata, classical, when powdered wings were hot, minuets and trios hit the spot. Mozart high and Glockenspiel high and flute, just write a symphony, and spin a melody, then define the music of the 18th century. Beethoven was cool way back then. Enter Brahms and his friends, the romantic rocks, where emotion was the key to expansive melody and richer harmonies. Contemporary music. Contemporary music. Something unusual then occurred. 12-tone tunes by Schoenberg. Bartok, Gershwin, Copeland, Britten, and Igor Stravinsky bring us to composers writing future music history.
That was very clever, wasn't it? I would love to hear that whole work, actually, because it's called The Complete History of Western Music, and Helen Ferner and Nicola O'Connor sang an abridged version there. But what a clever song, and beautifully sung there. Class winners for the ladies' voice duet, and they were accompanied by Gareth Moore. And we'll be hearing them singing again on Friday night. Now, to complete the competition for the Balaun Rose Bowl, we have the mixed voice duet, and the winners there were again people who are great friends of the Guild. We love to hear them sing. Their choice was by Dvorak, The Magic Chase. Again, their accompanist is Gareth Moore. Let's listen now to class winners Karen Elliot and Matthew Quinn.
You cannot follow me down underneath the sea.
You cannot follow me down underneath the sea.
I will net and capture every swimming creature. You shall not escape me, feigning fish's nature. I will quickly change me to a pigeon going in the leafy forest, safe from your pursuing. Have I not a raven, large and black and gloomy? He shall hunt the forest, he shall hunt the forest, he shall bring you to me. Then with an eagle's flight I will escape from sight.
Then with an eagle's flight I will escape from sight.
Love will teach a bowman cunning more than human. I will shoot the eagle and set free the woman. I will change my being to a star of heaven, safe at a distance, never further driven. You on earth below me will not even know me. Wise men then shall name you all the stars around you, till they find a stranger, then I shall have found you. There in the heavens high, spells lose their potency. God most high reigns there alone, he shall bring me back my own.
You are mine.
You are mine, you are mine.
The Magic Chase by Dvorak with the accompanist Gareth Moore. You were listening to the voices of Karen Elliot and Matthew Quinn, and being class winners of the mixed voice duet, you will be able to listen to them again in the final on Friday night. And those three duet classes, they'll be competing for the ultimate prize for vocal duets, and that is the Balaun Rose Bowl, just part of the entertainment on offer in the Royal Hall on Friday night. Right, let's go to the shows now, shall we? And this is a class that, again, a very popular class. Almost 30 competitors were on stage in the Royal Hall last night for the songs from the musicals. And this is the middle class. We had, earlier in the week, we had the young singers. Now it's the middle age range, 14 to 18-year-olds. And then a little bit later in the week, we'll have the adult songs from the musicals. So we've got lots of terrific young voices here for you, and I'm going to play for you the class winner. So congratulations to Evie Skillicorn, who took first place in the songs from the musicals. Her choice is from the musical that has the great title of I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. And Evie is going to sing for you I Will Be Loved Tonight, and her accompanist is Madeline Kelly.
Manx Radio's coverage of the Manx Music Festival is brought to you with Spectrum Windows. Find them on Facebook or spectrumwindows.im.
Very assured performance there from Evie Skillicorn, accompanied by Madeline Kelly, and I Will Be Loved. And she was the winner of the Songs from the Musicals. And we'll have more young voices to sing for you a little bit later in this hour. But now we're going to go back to St Thomas's Church for the competitions they held there last night. And this is the class for Songs by a British Composer. And again, official accompanist must be taken, and he's Graham Kirkland. The class was won by somebody else who we always enjoy seeing on stage in the Guild. This is Graham Crowe, class winner for a song by a British composer.
Some are fond of red wine, and some are fond of white, and some are all for dancing by the pale moonlight. But rum alone's the tipple and the heart's delight of the old bold mates of Henry Morgan. Oh, some are fond of Spanish wine, and some are fond of French, and some will swallow tea and stuff it only for a wench. But I'm for right Jamaica till I roll beneath the bench, says the old bold mate of Henry Morgan. Oh, some are for the lily, and some are for the rose, but I am for the sugar cane that in Jamaica grows. For it's that makes the bonny drink to warm me copper nose, says the old bold mate of Henry Morgan. fond of fiddles, and a song well sung, and some are all for music, for to lilt upon the tongue. But mouths were made for tankards, and for sucking at the bum, says the old bold mate of Henry Morgan. Oh, some that's good and godly ones, they hold that it's a sin to troll a jolly bowl around and let the dollar spin. But I'm for toleration and for drinking happening, says the old bold mate of Henry Morgan.
Now, Graham is somebody else who acts out a song brilliantly, doesn't he? And that had a real nautical roll to it. Winner of a song by a British composer. That was the voice of Graham Crowe, and he was accompanied by Graham Kirkland. Right, let's go back to some young voices now, because today we decided in competition 2 more who will go forward to compete for the Sheffield Plate, the equivalent of the Cleveland Medal for young voices, to find the best young singer in the Guild this year. And we had 2 boys' treble solo classes, and I'm going to play for you the winners from each of those. We're going to start by listening to the voice of Parker Kissack, and he won the boys' treble solo class for 10 and 11-year-olds. Now, these qualifying classes for the Sheffield Plate, they are set pieces, and for the particular class that Parker took part in, it's Windy Nights by Charles Villiers Stanford, and the accompanist is David Kilgallon. Let's listen now to Parker Kissack.
Whenever the moon and the stars are set, whenever the wind is high, all night long in the dark and wet, a man goes riding by. Late in the night when the fires are out, why does he gallop and gallop and gallop and gallop about? Whenever the trees are crying aloud and ships are tossed at sea, by on the highway low and loud, by at the gallop goes he. By at the gallop he goes, and then by he comes back at the gallop, the gallop, the gallop, the gallop again.
Well, I can tell you that there is one thing that you will never, ever, ever find me doing, and that is judging young people singing, because I think they're all brilliant and I'd want to give everybody a prize. Every time I hear a young person sing, I think, oh, fantastic. Yep, that's my favourite. And then another one sings, oh yes, and that's my favourite too. So it's a good job that I'm never ever going to get the opportunity to be adjudicating. Lovely singing there from Parker Kissack. Now, I made a dreadful mistake earlier in the week and I got my duets all muddled up. So when we've listened to Thomas McAleer singing for us, which we're going to do now, I'm going to apologise and play a song that I'm hoping is going to fix everything up. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. That was singing from Parker Kissack, who has well earned his place now in the Sheffield Plate final on Friday night. And another place went for the boys' treble solo for slightly older ages, and that's 12 to 14-year-olds. Again, it's a set piece, a smuggler's song, and again, the accompanist is David Kilgallon. Let's listen to a class-winning performance from Thomas McAleer.
If you wake at midnight and hear the horse's feet, don't go drawing back the blinds or looking in the street. Them that ask no questions isn't told a lie. Watch the wall, my darling, while the gentlemen go by. 25 ponies trotting through the dark, brandy for the parson, baccy for the clerk, laces for a lady, letters for a spy. And watch the wall, my darling, while the gentlemen go by. Running round the woodlot, if you chance to find lots of barrels roped and tarred all full of brandy wine. Don't you shout to come and look, nor take them for your play. Put the brushwood back again. horses until delay, and watch them all, my darling, while the gentlemen go by, while the gentlemen go by.
Beautiful, crisp diction there, and that was a winning performance from Thomas McAleer and the Smuggler's Song. He was accompanied on piano by David Kilgallon. And that means that we know that Thomas and Parker will be singing on Friday night alongside George Penrose, Daisy Harrison, Kitty Kilgallon and Cara Rolls. And there are 2 more places in the competition for the Sheffield Plate, and they will be decided by solo voice classes, 2 more solo voice classes later in the week. It will all come together beautifully on Friday night. Now, let me tell you, I got the songs muddled up for the results of the duet class earlier in the week. This was on Monday, and this was for 8 to 11-year-olds. And we had 2 couples. We had Lila King and Parker Kissack competing with Cara Rolls and Olivia Savage. And I managed to get the songs all muddled up and said that Lila and Parker had sung Count on Me by Bruno Mars. Well, they didn't. In fact, it was Cara Rolls and Olivia Savage who sang Count on Me by Bruno Mars. So I shall correct that in the podcast of Monday's edition of Today at the Guild. And I'm going to play now the correct song, because it was Lila and Parker who won this duet class. And they sang Feed the Birds. Nothing at all to do with Bruno Mars. So huge apologies to you all, to all 4 of you, Cara and Olivia and Lila and Parker. And let's listen now to the class-winning performance of Lila King and Parker Kissack and Feed the Birds. The accompanist is Wendy McDowell. Beautiful singing of a very complex duet there. Lila King and Parker Kissack and Feed the Birds. Class-winning performance for the duets for 8 to 11-year-olds. And Lila King was the winner of the Sheffield Plate in 2022, I seem to recall. So maybe a little bit of her Sheffield Plate success will rub off on Parker as he competes on Friday. I'm sure Lila will be there to encourage him. Right, now let's move on from the Sheffield Plate to the Cleveland Medal, and let's play some music from the men who will be competing on Friday night. And this, as I mentioned last night, a different arrangement now. And the qualifiers for the Cleveland Medal are, it's not determined by voice type, it is determined by the ones who get the highest marks across all the voice types. And so we now know that as I was just mentioning earlier on, that we know that it's Debbie Gooding and Emily Coates who will be singing, and the final 4 places go to the men who were singing today, who all got the highest marks in their classes. Let's listen first to a man for whom this is his first Cleveland Medal final. It's Lorcan O'Mahony. And Lorcan is going to, again, the music choices were exactly the same as it was for the women who were singing yesterday. It was an own choice piece, and also it was a piece by a female composer. And that's the piece that we're going to listen to now as Lorcan O'Mahony sings I Want to Die While You Love Me. Lorcan O'Mahony and I Want to Die While You Love Me. And Lorcan's accompanist was Frank Woolley. The great thing about Lorcan is that he can sing so many different types of music. And if you possibly can, I would encourage you to go to YouTube and look at the Manx Radio channel there. because there's quite a few interviews there, and one particularly where I'm chatting with Lorcan and with Neil Taverner, and it's really interesting. And Lorcan is very, very funny, talking about the different types of music and how he got into singing opera. I really would urge you to have a look. You just go to youtube.com and just type in the search box Manx Radio, and you'll get all our videos about all kinds of different things, but you will find the Guild ones all together, and I'm sure that you'll find quite a few there that you will enjoy, because there's different people talking about all kinds of different things, so well worth a little browse through those. So, now, you see, Lorcan was the winner of the special tenor solo class, and he was singing alongside Ernie Thorne and Simon Bampton, and there's very little in the marks, but it was Lorcan who just came out with a slightly higher mark, and that puts him into the final with Debbie and with Emily. Now, in the special baritone class that followed, two of the people who sang there qualified because they had higher marks that were similar to the ones for Lorcan, Emily and Debbie. And so that means that we have two baritones in the solo in the final, and they are Matthew Quinn and Neil Taverner. Let's listen to Neil singing now. Madeline Kelly is Neil's accompanist, and we're choosing his choice by a female composer, Laurie Lateman, and the song is The Apple Orchard. This is Neil Taverner.
You won't remember it, the apple orchard we wandered through one April afternoon, climbing the hill behind the empty farm. A city boy, I'd never seen a grove burst in full flower, or seen the bittersweet perfume of blossoms mingled with the dust. A quarter mile of trees in fragrant rows arching above us. We walked the aisle alone in spring's ephemeral cathedral. We had the luck, if you can call it that, of having been in love but never lovers. The bright flame burning, fed by pure desire, nothing consumed, such secrets brought to light. There was a moment when I stood behind you, reached out to spin you toward me, but I stopped. What more could I have wanted from that day? Everything, of course. Perhaps that was the point, to learn that what we will not grasp is lost.
Neil Taverner, accompanied there by Madeline Kelly and the Apple Orchard, and everybody who has qualified for the Cleveland Medal Test has either 85 or 86 marks. In Neil's case, it was 86. Matthew Quinn earned his place with 85 marks. He also is accompanied by Madeline Kelly because he's the second baritone to have qualified in the class. And his choice by a female composer, Alma Mahler, is Die Stille Nacht. This is Matthew Quinn.
Liegt eine Stadt im Tale, ein blasser Tag vergeht. Es wird nicht lang mehr dauern, bis weder Mond noch Sterne am Himmel steht. Von allen Bergen drucken Nebel auf die Stadt. Cliff, ein Haus, noch Blockhaus, kein Lift auf leerem Nock heraus, kein Türme, noch kein Brücken. Doch als in Wandre graute, da ging ein Lichtlein auf im Grund, und aus dem Rauch und Nebel begann ein Lobgesang aus Kindermund.
Matthew Quinn, accompanied by Madeline Kelly. And he is no stranger to Cleveland night. He has a Cleveland medal to his credit already. Will he add to that on Friday night? Time will tell. Right, somebody who definitely is no stranger to the stage on Cleveland Medal Night is Terry Qualtrough. And here with his accompanist, Gareth Moore, he has a little sea fever.
I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky. And all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. And the wheels kick and the wind song and the white sails shaking, and a grey mist on the sea's face, and a grey dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray and the blown spume, and the seagulls crying. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. and all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep and a sweet dream. When the long trick's
Beautiful. Sea Fever from Terence Qualtrough. It's going to be a brilliant night on Friday night, and we're out of time. But what better way of finishing another hour at the Guild than with Harry Pickard's arrangement of Ellen Vannin, sung by Manx Voices Triads, Mel Keating, Elissa Gerard and Angela Gerard. This is Judith saying thank you for listening and bye-bye for now.
When the summer day is over and its busy cares have flown, I sit beneath the starlight with a weary heart alone. Then rises like a vision, sparkling bright in nature's glee, my own dear Ellen Vannin, with its green hills by the sea. Then I hear the wavelets murmur as they kiss the fairy shore, and beneath the emerald waters sings the mermaid as of yore, and the fair isle shines with beauty, as in youth it dawned on me, my own dear Ellen Vannin, with its green hills by the sea. Then memories sweet and tender come like music's plaintive flow of the hearts in Ellen Vannin that loved me long ago, and I give with tears and blessings my fondest thoughts to thee, my own dear Ellen Vannin, with its green hills by the sea.
Manx radio coverage of the Manx Music Festival is brought to you with Spectrum Windows. Find them on Facebook or spectrumwindows.im.